all. Can you guys see my screen, hear me well? Can please someone confirm?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Great. Thank you. Let's get started. We have waited for 5 minutes. People who are still joining, we'll just wait for a minute. There are people who are still joining, so let's just wait for a minute and then we'll get started. I did not assign any task yesterday. I thought it will be too less time for you guys to complete that. So if you guys have any questions, any doubts, whatever we did yesterday, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll complete today's topic and then I'll assign some questions and task to you guys to complete in this week. So any doubts, any questions do you have, guys, from whatever we completed yesterday?
The last topic which you have covered, Sohel,
Hmm. Locks.
I have, right. I have,
That we are
I have,
covering again. Don't worry. I told you guys yesterday, right? We are doing that again. Apart from that,
okay.
guys,
Apart from,
any doubt do you have?
Sohail,
Hmm.
yeah. The option that we saw about diagnose and resolving the troubleshooting thing. Do we get that option only if we create the VM, or is it do we have that option without even creating the VM?
Which option? If I go here,
Uh, yeah,
you can see my screen, right?
correct. Diagnose and solve problems.
For this one, no, you'll get it for every resource almost. When we go and start learning storage, you'll get it for storage. When we talk about networking, you'll get it for networking. When we talk about web apps, I mean, whichever services we are going to learn in this session, or for almost everything, you will have this option. And I leave it up to you guys to go here and keep on checking this because I told you half of the interview questions you will get from here. Questions and your
Correct.
answers also. So you'll get it for
And
everything, not only for VM, almost for every resource you will have this.
correct. My question was, do we get it without creating the resource? As in, do we
What do
have
you
a
mean by
knowledge base?
what?
As a
How
knowledge
will you
base.
get it? How will you get it without, let's say that this is my Azure, you don't have a
Uh,
subscription, you don't have something, so where will you see it? Diagnose
no,
about what?
no, I'm just talking about resource. If we don't have just the resource,
Hmm.
do we have? So right now, when we are in the
You have
training,
articles then. You have
we
Microsoft
have our
articles. Yeah, Microsoft articles. But those are
okay.
300 pages and there it is. See, I'll tell you the difference between articles. I can quickly share the link with you and you'll get a long PDF book of 300 pages. If it was that
Okay.
easy for everyone to read and understand, then no one would be paying me for these classes. No one would be attending these classes. People will simply go ahead and read those books and start cracking the interviews. Right? It will have
Correct.
difficult language. It will have uh, n number of examples, etc. And still you will not get what you are looking for. But yes, articles are there. But the difference between
Okay.
article and this one is, I'll tell you what is the difference. The core difference is here in article, if you go and search that I am unable to connect to a virtual machine, look for a Microsoft article. You will get one article, you will see what needs to be done, what can be done, it's okay. But if you go on a specific resource here, and if you do this, this will allow you to troubleshoot on your machine based on what you have currently. It will allow you to troubleshoot. It will, if you click here, okay, can't connect VM, and if you select, look at this, it will clearly tell you that this machine is starting. Okay, why? Because it requires machine has to be start. Article will not have everything. Article will not be able to check or judge your current machine status. So article will have 10 or 15 steps. This will give you a resolution in 2 steps because this knows what is your machine's issue. If your machine doesn't have an public IP, let's say for example your machine doesn't have any IP, you're trying to take RDP. Okay, you're not
Mhm.
getting कि क्या हो रहा है, क्यों समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या हो रहा है. You start reading article will have 10 or 30 steps to troubleshoot RDP. But article doesn't
Okay.
know that you have done a basic mistakes of not applying an IP address. But if you go in here under diagnose and troubleshoot, this will be able to evaluate your machine and this will quickly tell you in a minute that your machine doesn't have this IP address or your machine doesn't have this feature or your machine is turned off. Maybe basic, very basic. I've seen, you may laugh this, but I've seen this. People have virtual machine. They take RDP on daily basis. It works fine. Everything works fine. Someday they come up with a ticket stating it is not working. I'm trying to take RDP. Look at this one. Okay, second IP I'm copying. Let's say if the ticket is raised or some user is approached to you, some developer or someone. Okay, they're saying, look, this is the IP I daily use, and I click connect. This is how I get, and let me show you the picture what error comes. Okay, understand this machine is in stopped mode.
Right.
So now if you go for an article and search, look at this. This is the error. What you will get? A screenshot or something like this from your developer. I'm trying to RDP and this machine is not working. And now if you try searching article, definitely you'll get an article, but it will have 10, 15, 16, 20 steps. Check this, check that. And no one will think that the machine is stopped. On the other hand, if you go here for troubleshooting on this specific, this section has the access on your resource, which can quickly check before you do any troubleshooting. It will check that, okay, your machine is stopped. Look at this. The machine is stopped. It will tell you immediately. So if you say can't connect to VM, okay, let's say can't connect to VM, let's say RDP issue. If we be very specific about it, let's say if we have RDP issue. Might find it here, let's say. Okay. So here, if you start reading, this will start giving you options that what needs to be done. See, recommended solutions. It will start giving you recommended solutions that this needs to be done. Here you will have to be very specific about it. But if, okay, failure to connect using RDP. Let's go ahead with this one. So once you start running diagnose here, okay, once you start doing this, this portal will tell you that your machine is in stop mode and you have to start the machine. This is not happening in an article. It will ask for error message. Whatever error message you have got there, you will have to select the error message here, and then it will run a diagnose on your machine and it will give you some solution. It will tell you that your machine is in off mode. Okay, so this is how you will get real-time environment and issues, and you will be able to figure it out step by step what needs to be done, and this is what you can utilize in your interview. But without creating anything, if you want, yes, articles are there. You can go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see if give some. Look at this. This gives questions also that you may present in front of your interviewer, like how are you troubleshooting a machine where user says unable to connect. So these are the troubleshooting steps I used to do. This is what we used to check, that have you tried connect to this machine from another computer or another network. Okay, you can try taking RDP. So this is how you can learn from this section. Look at this. Now this computer, look at this. We have detected that virtual machine XYZ is not currently running. Can you see? You already got your answer, and it gives you an option to please start. This you are not definitely not getting in an article. Article, it's a plain simple thing. ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, ये check करना है, वो करना है, with all possible ways. एक दो 20-30 pages का एक ये होगा. Complete book बना लो आप, 300-400 pages की एक book होगी. Neither you are reading it nor you are understanding. You as in not you individual. I'm just saying in general way. Neither no one is going to read that, nor they are going to understand it. That is the reason I'm emphasizing on this one. This is very helpful for everyone. ठीक है, जिसको भी सीखना है ट्रबल शूटिंग, पीपल हु कीप कंप्लेनिंग के यार लाइव एनवायरनमेंट पे कैसे काम करे, वो एक्सपीरियंस कैसा दिखा है, दिस इज द सेक्शन फॉर यू गाइस. ये 10 जो है इसमें से आप 3 पे भी मास्टरी कर लो ना, देन यू आर डन. फॉर एवरी सर्विस 3 ऑफ दिस. वर्चुअल मशीन पे 3 कर लो, स्टोरेज पे 3 कर लो, नेटवर्किंग पे 3 कर लो, एंड दैट्स इट. इंटरव्यूअर कभी खुद खुद से ही पूछ लेता हूँ कि you tell me what have you troubleshoot and what kind of issues. Issue भी आपको बताना पड़ता है, troubleshoot भी आपको. What else do you want? इससे easy क्या चाहिए और? You can choose your own topic. Okay, I remember I most of the time I get a question or I get a ticket where user is unable to connect to VM. और यहाँ का जितना भी आपने learn किया है, you simply explain it. Or the second most ticket I get, that is for VM performance issue. So what do? Click on troubleshoot, you will get the steps. You just tell them this. Third one, I see VM is not booting, or maybe I can't start the VM, or I can stop the VM. Something like this. Pick your own three, whichever you think is easy. Remember them properly, understand them properly, try them on your portal, and then you will be able to speak in your interview. That is for sure, no doubt. Yes, guys, any other questions anyone has? Okay, if not, we'll proceed. Yesterday we started with logs, but we didn't have sufficient time, so we had to finish that in a quicker manner. So let me explain it again. Okay, anyone who completely understood logs? Anyone who understood it well?
So locks are to provide, like, if we have two types of locks, which is read only and delete. So locks are used for, like, if we accidentally delete a VM. So if we have a lock, we will be not able to delete that VM. If we have a read only lock applied to our resource, then the owner can only view the resource. He can't make any changes. So it's
Okay.
just to provide accidental changes.
Good, but we didn't have to mention owner, only owner. It applies to everyone. I mean, whoever has whatever level of access, even if a contributor has a contribution access, even he will be able to just read it. So it has nothing to do
Mhm.
with your RBAC roles. I'm telling you again, I told you guys that it is not contradicting with your roles. It is just an added layer of feature. By the way, good understanding. One question, did anyone try locks? Can someone tell me if I can apply a lock on subscription? Did anyone try?
No,
Yes,
like
guys, no
we
one
did not
tried.
try. No.
So do you see any lock option here? So the scope of lock is your resources, your resource group. Okay, you cannot put a lock on subscription level. Is it clear? You can see resource lock here. Look at this. But here you can just view this one information. You cannot have a lock on subscription level. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? The scope of lock, Azure lock, like scope of this one, IAM or RBAC, it's subscription, resource group, and resources. Similarly, scope of locks are resources and resource group. You cannot put a lock on subscription. If someone is asking, okay, I want to lock my complete subscription, I want whatever I wanted to create, I have created that and I'm happy with it, and I don't want anyone to change anything. I want to put a lock. So is it possible to put a lock on subscription? So your answer should be no. By the way, I've never heard this question in interview, but just wanted to share the knowledge with you, hence making up this question. I've never heard this question whether you can put a lock on subscription level or not, but you cannot. The answer is you cannot. Clear, guys, to everyone? The scope part, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So
So
let's get started. Yes, tell me.
so if we have, like, our accesses are inherited,
Hmm.
our RBAC roles are inherited. So if we put a lock on resource, so
Hmm.
a resource group, so
Hmm.
the lock also applies to the resources inside it.
Good question. Let's see. Let's figure it out. What do you think, by the way?
I guess it will.
Yes, it will. But still, I'll show you the practical. Yes, it will. Answer is correct. Before we proceed, guys, one quick thing. I uploaded yesterday's video. However, what I have done here is I'm just explaining. This has nothing to do with course, by the way. Okay, on this channel, on my channel, these videos you can see till 9. You can watch the videos for free. Okay, but if you click on the video number 10, which I did yesterday, you will see a lock here that it is available only for members. So if you guys want to watch the video, I would request you to please join. It's not a big cost to bear, but I am doing it to make my stats better in terms of YouTube channel. Okay, so I need your help here. Click on join. Okay, it will ask for 159 rupees monthly. You can disconnect it maybe next month or next to next month, wherever you are done with this. So join this, make the amount, make the payment of this month, whoever wants to watch the recording. Otherwise, you have this available here. And people who have paid the full fees, send me the screenshot of this one, and I'll make sure before taking your last installment or whatever fees you are paying, I'll minus all these amounts. If you are paying it for 1 month 159, I'll make sure I minus that. If you're paying it for 2 months, I'll make sure that I minus 300 rupees, or whatever the cost you are paying here, I will minus this from your last installment. Okay, and people who are doing pre bono, I would request you to please bear this amount, right? Someone who really cannot afford, I don't think so we have anyone who cannot afford 159 rupees only. But if we have someone, still I do not want you to be away from the learning just because you do not have money. Feel free to approach me and I'll give you a separate link to access that video. You can do that without paying also. Okay, but I'm assuming that we all have this sort of resources that you can afford. And instead of taking this amount directly from you, I want you guys to do it via YouTube. It is just to grow this channel. Okay, so I may get some more features, etc. This is not for monetary purpose, but this is to get more features on my channel. Ultimately, I'm planning to make it ad free, right? So please make sure that whoever wants to watch the videos, it's from yesterday's session till session 9. I'm keeping it for free. From here, if you want to watch the recording, click on join button, pay this amount. Whatever you are paying, I will minus it from your fees. Whatever you're paying me from last installment, we will minus it. People who are doing pro bono without fees, I please bear this amount. And again, I'm repeating myself, people who think they cannot afford even this one, I do not want you to stay away from learning just because you cannot pay, right? If you cannot pay, feel free to approach me separately, and I'm going to share a private link which will work only against your ID. You will not be able to share it, but you will be able to see it for free. That I'll manage. Okay. So having said that, let's continue with the videos, or let's continue with the topic. Okay, so logs, guys, it's a good feature, though it's not a very big thing, I would say. uh, and you don't even do it manually. Normally this is being done by using Azure policy or something. Still, I am gonna explain it for you. Okay, so logs, what are Azure logs? Log is something where, by the way, I've put questions also related to disk and logs. I've put questions on my channel. I hope you guys are following that and answering. It will help you in your interviews. Okay, so lock is something, as the name suggests, lock. Lock is something locking some of the resources, or one resource or resource group. Now, why do you want that? Why do you think you required a lock? When you already have access level, reader, etc., why do you think you required a lock? So lock could be needed. Let's say that I have hired a new person in my team. Okay, I want him to have reader access, and I want him to have contributor access on my resource group, but I still think he is learning. Okay, I do not want him to make some changes, or I think even I should not make some changes, because let's say that this is the machine, this is a domain controller we created. Okay, and everything is running smoothly. I've got a good go ahead from client is happy, we have done a testing, everything, this machine is running, and now we are not planning any change at least for 1 year. I do not want any change. I do not want anyone to restart the machine. I do not want anyone to stop the machine. I do not want anyone to change this IP. I do not want anyone to add any tag, remove any tag. I do not want anyone to remove any disk, add disk, nothing. My machine has been finalized and I'm pretty much happy with it. Client is happy. I just want to avoid human error here. Okay, just because I'm putting a log does not mean कि वो OS corruption वगैरह वो सब रुक जाएगा. If there has to be some error, that is a different thing. I do not want any human mistake here. That I asked someone, look at these names, guys. Okay, now these names are very different. I have hardly 3 machines and very generic and random names I'm using. But in real environment, you will see names like this. This will have VM 001. This will have VM 002, VM 003, sometimes VM 010. Let's say you get a ticket to shut down or increase the size of the machine 001. Okay, human error, it happens. And instead of you do this for 010, it possibilities are there. It can happen. but this will impact my running machine. It will ruin the machine, which I do not want. Let's say I asked you to delete 001. By mistake, you went to 010 and you are deleting that machine. So to avoid such situations, we have a feature called locks. Okay. Now locks can be assigned at a resource level. This is a virtual machine. It is a resource and we have locks. Okay. And it can be assigned at resource group level. So I can put the complete lock on the resource group. I can do that. And as Uzef asked, we can this will inherit the look at this. Now I'm gonna put a read only lock. I don't have to write it because it already says read only, but I'm writing it just for your understanding. Okay, notes I've put a lock. What does it mean now? It means that no one can do anything in this resource group. Where is the lock assigned? This read only resource or read only lock. Where is it? Is it on a resource or is it on a resource group? What is the scope, guys?
On the resource group.
It's on
It is on
resource
the
group.
resource. It's on the resource group. So by definition, now this resource group, it's read only. Now, even if I am an owner or something, I will not be able to create something. Let me show it to you something. Okay, I'll create something for you. I'm not going to create a virtual machine. It takes time. So I'll simply create a virtual network. We're going to learn this, don't worry. Here, the intention is just to show you whether I can create something or not. It can be any resource. Okay, it failed validation. And here it is. Can you see?
Please remove the lock.
So I cannot even add something to this resource group. It's a read-only lock. By the way, which one will take? Okay, let's answer Uzef's question first. Let's say if I have a read-only lock on this resource group, will it inherit on the other resources? So what do you think now? Will I be able to make some changes on this machine, on this disk? Can I remove this disk? Can I delete it? What do you think?
I think no.
No.
I think yes, because you have inherited the lock on resource group, not on data disk.
No, we have
But
not
these are the resources under resource group, no?
right. We have not inherited anything on resource group, guys. Understand one thing. Okay. We have created it on resource group. Let me open a paint page and I'll explain it to you. Inherit का मतलब है कि ऊपर से inherit हो रहा है. Resource group पे inherit नहीं हो रहा है कहीं पे. Resource group पे we created something. Let's say this is your resource group. If I have to say, if I'm saying that I am inheriting it on resource group, which means के resource group से ऊपर के level पे कहीं पर लगा है और वहां से मैं inherit कर रहा हूं. Which means subscription पे कुछ लगा है lock वगैरह, वहां से मैं inherit कर रहा हूं. Is that the case, or did we go to that specific resource group and built it on that resource group? Which is the case here?
Specific resource
Resource
group
group. So this is not inheriting. We are not inheriting on resource group. We have built it or we have created the lock on resource group. Okay, or we have applied. The correct word would be we applied the read only lock on resource group. Is it possible, by the way, to inherit the lock from subscription?
No, subscription doesn't have.
Yes, subscription cannot have a lock. If it cannot have a lock, how can you inherit it? Okay, so we applied a read only lock on resource group. So now whatever resources are there, those resources are inheriting the lock. Okay. Whatever resources we have, now these resources are inheriting the lock. Which lock? The lock which resource group has. ये यहाँ पर apply हो रहा है. This is being inherited. Is it clear guys? Inherit मतलब अपने से छोटे वाले resource पे उसको push करना. That is what inheriting is. Is it clear to everyone now? That if
Yes.
you put a lock at resource group level, your other resources will inherit it and they will feature in the same way. So now, can I delete this disk? It is a part of the resource group. Which resource group has a lock?
No.
No.
Simple, no.
No.
This was very simple. Now let's make it a bit detailed. It's not complicated, but let's make it in detail. First thing, tell me which one do you think it's has which is a powerful lock? Read only or delete? Tell me that thing first.
Delete.
Read only. Read only, because if we give read only, then also it will be going to give a error.
Okay, answer is correct, but still explanation. Does anyone else want to try? Why read only it's more powerful?
We cannot make any changes in read only, and in delete logs we can make changes.
Perfect. Read only, you cannot make any changes, not even shut down or turn off. And the moment you say you cannot make any changes, delete, it's by default a product there. Delete is implied in that. Delete उसमें already आ गया वो feature. But in delete, you cannot delete something, but you can turn on that machine, turn off that machine, change disk size, change machine size. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
So which is the powerful lock here? Read only or delete?
Read
Read
only.
only.
Read only. Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me move this one here. Fine. Okay, so this is clear. Now let's take a complex example. I can show it to you on portal also. If you don't understand, I will show it to you on portal level. Okay. Let's say that I have, let me erase it. I'll create a new resource group. Okay. So let's say this is a resource group I have. I will explain it here, guys. If you don't understand, then only we'll do it on portal. And if all of you understand it here, we don't have to do a practical. I'll assign it to you guys, but you can do the practical. Resource group named A. Okay. This has delete lock at resource group level. Then I have some storage account. I have some virtual machines. Let's say I have some web apps. Multiple resources. Okay, we don't have to draw everything. Multiple resources I have. Okay. Now, first question, and this one has this is virtual machine. Okay, VM 001, and it has read-only lock on this one. It has read-only lock, and this one has delete lock. By the way, do I require a delete lock here? I do not want this machine to be deleted. I do
No.
not want anyone. So do I require? Why no?
It's already
Because
on
it's
the
already on the resource group.
Perfect. Okay. Now the question is, first requirement is no one should be able to delete my resource group. No one should be able to delete any of the resource group, any of the resources from this resource group. Have I already achieved that requirement from customer? Looking at this diagram, what do you think, guys? Customer's
Yes.
requirement
Yes,
is my
yes.
resource group should not be able to, no one should be able to delete my resource group. No one should be able to delete any of the resources within that resource group. So I have achieved it, right? Now, the next question is, one particular machine, VM1, I do not want any one of them to even start or make any changes. Forget about deleting. I do not want them to make any changes. Have I achieved that? I made it easy. Okay, I wanted to do it
Yes.
other way around. I
Yes.
wanted to give you a solution and ask it from you, but just to make it simpler for you, I've already given you the solution. So are you guys understanding it?
Yes.
Okay. Now a new requirement is okay, I do not want anyone of the users or anyone of the admins to delete this one also. Do I need to do anything extra here? No delete.
No.
No.
Okay, this one should be no edit. Wait, let me write it, guys. Okay. No edit, no delete, no delete, no edit. Now one by one can tell me, let me first give the resource names also. This is, let's say, resource A, resource B, resource C, D, E, F. Sorry for the poor naming convention, guys. Okay, but we have less time. Only 3 minutes are pending. I want to finish this in this recording at least. Okay, so one by one, can you guys tell me now, looking at the diagram, which resource required what kind of action, or which one doesn't need anything? You can include all of them. Resource A, do I require any action or do I not require any action?
Yes, it is required.
Yes,
Read-only
it
lock.
will require read-only lock.
So I have to come on this particular resource and I'll have to put a lock. What kind of lock? A read-only lock. Okay. What about resource B? Do I have to do anything?
No.
No.
Resource C, do I have to do anything?
No,
Why
No.
not?
No.
it is
Because
already
it-
there. Is already
Delete.
there on resource.
So what?
Delete
Could
function.
you elaborate?
Delete.
Answer is correct. I'm just looking an interview answer. I have always told you, use jargons, use sentence. Answer is correct. C, no. Why?
It will be inherited from the resource group.
Perfect. That is the word I was looking for.
Read-only.
Yeah. Resource D.
Read-only?
It will
Yes.
require a
Yeah,
read
it will
only.
require an action which is read only, because I do not want any addition on that. I do not want anyone to edit that. Okay. So I think, yeah, that's all. Other way around is not possible. If I put a lock, read only lock on resource group, you cannot come ahead and free one resource. That's not possible as of now. I can check if there are some exception. लेकिन आपने अगर resource group level पे read only लगा दिया तो बाकी सब अपने आप ही read only हो जाएंगे. Okay. So yeah, that's all in resource locks. Anyone has any doubt, guys? Or do you want me to show this practical, by the way? Or is it clear enough for you?
No, we got it. No, it is clear.
Okay.
Clear.
So let's say here I have put, okay, we have 2 more minutes. Let's quickly check. I have put this one, a read only lock at the resource group. Okay. And I have put a delete lock on machine. Do I require this one now? Or can I delete this lock? Am I safe to delete this lock? My requirement still that no one should be able to delete this machine. Am I already being covered here, or do I have?
Yes, already covered.
Okay, so I hope you guys got it. Okay, so this is how it is. This is logs. If you come here, if you go to every resource, if I go to this resource, if I go to logs, will I see any log here? What do you think? On the disk? Yes, you will see. See, it is a parent lock. Your resource group level lock is being applied here. It is inheriting it. Okay, you did not apply anything on that disk, particular disk, but it is being applied from your resource group. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. See, I'm unable to delete it here. If I want to delete it, I'll have to go to my resource group and then delete it. Less than a minute is left, guys. We'll stop the session, join the session using same link. Do you guys need a break? Or can we continue?
Need a break.
Continue.
Okay, let's take a break. No worries. See you guys at 14:45 using the same link.
Okay.